Margo is a figure of Montperu for, I think, the time that she lived here. I think she was here for probably about 12 years, maybe. Anyway, Joan will confirm. So, 30 years ago, set up an arts association with Joan, in fact, and another friend, Michelle Cross, in Montperu. And, well, got to know Margo at the same time, who actually lived in this street where I live now, and we'll show you her house in a minute where she lived. She would invite us around after the cafe, going out to the cafe, but then she'd go off to bed because she'd get up early in the morning, so she would host the party, but she actually wouldn't host it. So she'd gone off to bed, and then we'd carry on. Lots of people knew Margo here, very well respected lady. She helped out lots of people in difficulties, in fact, and organised different jobs for people that used to come and stay with her, visitors, people doing the vendage. Very welcoming, open. Her French was a little bit rubbish after all the time that she'd stayed here, but that didn't matter at all. David and my husband and I, David, we went to Orcas Island to see Margo.
This is the original 2 rooms, and the porch didn't exist then either.
We stayed there for about 5 days, and we saw Margo again, had coffee and breakfast with her every day.
Here you go, Margo. Speak up.
Can you see already?
Oh, you're gorgeous.
You can look
Oh my
at it after.
gosh. I love you, Joan.
So we had this beautiful walk up the mountain on Orcas Island, and we went up in her car. She drove. Kenny and Bill, they said, you're mad to go in the car with that.
La première fois que j'ai eu Margo, moi, c'était pour les vendanges en 80... C'était quelle année? 91?
Je sais pas.
91, il me semble, ou 90, 91. Avec les Espagnols, on fumait pas mal de marijuana. Et voilà. Et toute la bande des Espagnols et Margo. Voilà. On se retrouve le soir. C'était super sympa.
Et après, vous êtes vus au Canada?
Après, ouais, on se voyait régulièrement. On allait chez elle le soir. Parce qu'il faisait pas chaud. On se chauffait autour de la cheminée. Et voilà. Hein. Et après, c'est tout.
Non, on l'a vu plus tard.
Ah oui, puis on l'a vu plus
2016.
tard à Vancouver, à Orcas Island. Ah ouais, là c'était bien, c'était sympa.
This is her house here at number 15. So the people that made the films, the Ninja Turtles, they came and stayed here. And they were often kind of artists, filmmakers, poets, musicians, to come and do the vendage, and then they would kip down on the floor. Here's Joan's beautiful little house, number 5 Rue du Clos. So the last time Margo came to France, she stayed with Joan here.
Come in, come in. You can leave it partly open. I think he likes it. Have I shown you my new upstairs?
No.
Oh, great.
Perfect.
You get to see it. My name is Joan, and I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area 12 years. And in the early 70s, probably about 1971, 72, I met Margo because I heard about her in the news. I spent a lot of time with her. We sometimes we went to Muir Woods where she lived in Marin County, and she would gather chanterelle mushrooms and cook us a dish with chanterelles, delicious. One time in San Francisco, there was a happening, and the organizers used the house of Francis Ford Coppola, was out of town. His wife was there, and it was a happening. The happenings happened then. I haven't seen a happening in a long time. And Margo was the feature in the bedroom on the top floor. And so people would walk through the house, and they would have, the event on the top floor was Margo in bed. She calls herself a prostitute. Here's a picture of me and Margo standing in front of my house with my dog Puffy. So Margo and Gail came to Montpellier and decided to buy a house here also, and they came in about 1985. This is a picture of the courtyard of that house with Margo. Margo also likes to work physically, and she also likes working on houses and to earn money. She, like me, also got jobs working on people's roofs and all kinds of different things. Besides building and doing that kind of physical work, Margo also cut grapes like everybody else did, but now the windows have been replaced by grape cutting machines. Probably about 1990, there was a village fete in the village just up the road from us in Arbroath, and here's a picture of Margo at that fete. It was great having Margo in my village for about 7 to 10 years, I can't count exactly. And I noticed that Margo had the same effect on people around here in this village as she did on people around here in San Francisco. They felt animated. People smiled, laughed, because Margo smiled and laughed, and she loved to tease and provoke people, and in a very positive way. She wasn't competitive. She was just fun to be around, and it was great fun to have her in town, and a lot of people felt the same way about her. I never heard bad words said about Margo.